Every gardener has battled weeds at one time or another. You pull them out, they return. You dig them up, and still, they find their way back. But here's the part most gardeners overlook. Weeds are not random. They are messengers, and if you learn to read their signals, they will tell you exactly what's going on beneath your soil. For the next few minutes, I want you to think differently about weeds, not as enemies to be destroyed, but as nature's way of whispering secrets about your garden beds. Stay with me because by the end of this guide, you'll know how to use weeds as tools to diagnose hidden soil problems and take back control of your garden's health. One of the first and clearest messages weeds send is about compaction. If your soil is hard, dense, and struggling to let air and water move freely, weeds like dandelions, plantain, and dock will appear. They don't grow there by accident. Their strong taproots are perfectly designed to push through tight, compacted layers that your vegetables simply can't penetrate. While you might see them as nuisances, these weeds are actually trying to loosen your soil naturally. When they die back, their roots leave channels that improve structure. If you keep noticing these weeds in your raised beds or garden paths, it's a sign you need to work on aerating your soil, adding organic matter, or reducing foot traffic. Another clue weeds offer comes from the nutrients in your soil. Some weeds thrive in nitrogen-rich conditions, while others prefer areas where nutrients are depleted. For example, stinging nettle often signals an excess of nitrogen, which may explain why your leafy greens are lush, but your root crops struggle. Clover, on the other hand, appears in nitrogen-poor soil because it can fix its own nitrogen from the atmosphere, helping to restore balance. By noticing which weeds dominate, you gain insight into whether your garden is overfed, undernourished, or uneven in fertility. Instead of pouring on more fertilizer, let the weeds guide your soil management. If you've ever fought horsetail, sedges, or rushes, you already know the frustration. But what they're telling you is just as important. Your soil is holding too much water. These moisture-loving weeds thrive where drainage is poor and roots sit in soggy conditions. Vegetables in the same patch will often turn yellow, wilt, or develop root rot. Rather than wasting energy constantly pulling these weeds, the smarter move is to address the drainage problem directly. Raised beds, adding sandier material, or incorporating compost can help balance the water flow and discourage these weeds naturally. Soil pH is another silent player in plant success, and weeds are excellent indicators of whether your garden is too acidic or alkaline. Sorrel and sheep's sorrel often grow in acidic soils, while chickweed and plantain lean toward more neutral conditions. If you spot thistles and nettles thriving, your soil may be slightly alkaline. Understanding these patterns helps you fine-tune your soil amendments without relying solely on test kits. A patch filled with acid-loving weeds could tell you that it's time to add lime, while alkaline-indicating weeds suggest holding back on certain mineral-heavy fertilizers. Finally, weeds thrive in places where the soil is exposed. Nature abhors bare ground, and weeds are her quick fix. If you have sections of your garden where mulch is thin, cover crops are absent, or plants are poorly spaced, weeds will rush in to fill that gap. Crabgrass and other quick-spreading weeds are clear signs of bare or neglected soil. This is more than just an aesthetic problem. It's nature's warning that your soil is vulnerable to erosion, drying out, and losing fertility. The solution is simple but powerful. Keep the soil covered. Whether through mulch, living ground cover, or tighter crop spacing, the less bare earth you expose, the fewer weeds you'll have to battle. Once you recognize weeds as signals, the next step is deciding how to respond. Instead of pulling weeds blindly, pause to ask what the soil is trying to tell you. If you see deep-rooted weeds, it may be time to loosen compaction with a broad fork or add more organic matter. If you notice nitrogen-loving weeds, adjust your compost and fertilizer practices. For drainage-loving weeds, reshape your beds or improve your soil structure. And above all, maintain soil cover to reduce the opportunities for weeds to move in. By listening to weeds instead of waging war on them, you'll save yourself work and improve your soil far more effectively than constant weeding ever could. The next time you step into your garden and spot weeds, don't just reach for the hoe. Look closer. Each one is giving you information about your soil's health, whether it's compacted, waterlogged, unbalanced, or unprotected. Use that knowledge, and you'll be working with nature instead of against her. Your vegetables will grow stronger, your soil will improve year after year, and your battle with weeds will become less of a fight and more of a conversation. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to subscribe to Gentle Herb Living, where we bring you practical, time-tested gardening wisdom that goes beyond quick fixes. Share this video with a fellow gardener who spends more time pulling weeds than understanding them, and let's grow smarter, healthier gardens together.